you're necessary to somebody. Helen's dependence on me for almost everything makes me feel strong and glad. Christmas week was a very busy week here too. Helen is invited to all of the children's entertainment, and I take her with me to as many as I can. I want her to know children and to be with them as much as possible. Several little girls have learned to spell on their fingers and are very proud of the accomplishment. One little chap, around 7, was persuaded to learn the letters. He spelled his name for Helen. She was so delighted, she showed her joy by hugging and kissing him, much to his embarrassment. The Saturday the children had their tree, and I took Helen. It was the first Christmas she had ever seen, and she was puzzled and asked many questions. Who made tree grow in house? Why? Who put many thing on tree? She objected to the miscellaneous fruit and began to remove them, evidently thinking they were all meant for her. This was not difficult, however, to make her understand that there was a present for every child. And to her great delight, she was permitted to hand the chairs to the children. There were several presents for herself. She placed them under a chair, resisting all temptation to look at them until every child had received their gift. One little girl had fewer presents than everyone else. Helen insisted on sharing her gifts with her. It was very sweet to see the children's eager interest in Helen, their readiness to give her pleasure. The exercise began at 9, and at 1 o'clock before we could leave, my fingers and head ached, but Helen was as fresh and full of spirit as when we left home. After dinner, it began to snow, and we had a good frolic and an interesting lesson in the snow. Sunday morning, the ground was covered, and Helen, the cook's children, and I played snowball. By noon, the snow was gone. It was the first snow I've ever seen here, and it made me a little homesick. The Christmas season had furnished many lessons and added scores of new words to Helen's vocabulary. For weeks, we did nothing but talk and read and tell each other about Christmas. Of course, I do not try to explain the new words, nor does Helen fully understand the stories that I tell her. But the constant repetition fixes the words and the phrases in her mind. Little by little, the meaning will come to her. I see